Welcome back everyone, it's Sunday the 24th and it's 8 p.m. in the evening and the sun has just almost gone down and the entire plot is in shade. So I did come up and I did bring the strimmer with me, but I forgot to bring the batteries for the strimmer, so that's a job for another day. That's going to be a job for Tuesday. So tonight's job is going to be get my beans in the ground. Okay, so these are the beans I brought up the other day. They've been scorched by the sun a little bit, but the new growth is okay. So I'm going to get these in the ground in these wigwams that you can just about see because of the grass has got so long. And yeah, I'm going to get that done right now. So let me put the camera in the tripod and I'll get the beans and make a start. So there's a bit of bindweed that's grown up since the last time I weeded it. So I'm just going to, it's grown really well in this heat. I need something to put this in. Okay, potato pot will do. I just want to get as much of this bindweed out as I can. I'm sure it seems that every time I come to this bed, I'm digging bindweed out. So, in my end of my last video, I mentioned that I had to go and get some minor back surgery on Saturday, and it was minor. I was in and out in about an hour and a half, and as far as I know, it went really well. We have to wait to see whether it's had the desired action, but yeah, no lasting problems at the minute. So there's no rest for the wicked, back onto the plot. I'm really annoyed about forgetting those batteries. What it was is I went into the shed to get some Delilah's chili plants to bring up, and at the same time I was meant to bring up the batteries, and I was concentrated too much on the chili plants, making sure I didn't damage them. I forgot to pick up the batteries. But, you know, I've got the time. I'm busy tomorrow, but I've got time on Tuesday. I'll come up Tuesday morning before it gets really warm, hopefully, and get it done. Okay, that's a start. Let's see if we can get these beans out of the root trainers. They've been up here with no shade for a few days now, and I was beginning to worry. And I was going to come up this morning and do this, but I couldn't because there was a 10k run in Exeter. Now, don't worry, I never took part in the 10k run, but all the roads were closed. If you look at the root trainers, you can see all the roots coming out the bottom. And if I split it apart, you can see all the roots running down these grooves. These grooves direct the roots all the way down. So this is why these are a great little thing for beans and peas. So these are well ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them at the back of the canes, and as they grow up, they'll find the cane and wrap round. So I'm just going to firm that in a little bit. I'll give all these a water before I go home tonight. but I'm not going to stay up here very long. I just wanted to get these in because I was a bit worried about them with the intense heats we've been having, and we're going to have it's going to be another 1 week. As I said previously when we had the cold weather, is wait and see. Well, a couple of weeks' time we'll be complaining about it's too hot, and here we are. We've got to that point already. But it'll be good to get these in, get things out from home, so at least if they're in the ground, they'll get a more consistent watering rather than waiting on me to come around and water them. I'm just breaking up some of these big lumps to get some finer stuff to firm the plant down with. And these are my favourite beans as well. These are the Blauhild, the purple French climbing beans that I grow every year. We actually used some of the seeds from last year. About 2 days ago, we had a chili con carne, and I used some of the beans that I dried the end of last summer, and that was 2 days ago, and yeah, they're really, really good. We do have them fresh, the beans fresh, as in the whole pods when they're young, but for the last sort of like the last harvest, you can tell when the leaves start going yellow, the plant's beginning to die. So by then, what I do is, as soon as I see the leaves going yellow, I don't take any bean pods off. I'll leave the bean pods on to form up beans that I can take off for drying, and also use for seeds for the next year. And it works really well. I've bought these beans once, and every other year I've just used safe seeds, and I use some of the seed during the year, the dried beans during the year, for chili con carnes or soups or stews. They make really, really good beans. Yeah, I'm glad I come up this evening. I don't think these have been too happy if I left them out for another day in the scorching heat. I will give them a really good water before I go home this evening, and that should perk them all back up again. Bit more bindweed. Okay, that's one wigwam done, or one teepee done, whatever you call it. If you find your beans are not catching onto the poles, you can always use a bit of Velcro or a bit of twine to tie round to help them. But what you'll find is that the head, if you can see that, no, let's see. This bit here, the head of the plant, when the sun comes up, the head of the plant follows the sun around the sky as it moves, and it'll go anti-clockwise. Is it anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise is this way. Anti-clockwise around the pole as it follows the sun. The sun will come up from the sky over there and come over this way, and this will follow the sun during the day and eventually wrap its way around. So I'm just going to crack on with these. I'll do a little bit of time lapse, and you can watch that, and I'll show you the result at the end. Well, these are the two squashes that I got from the plant swap a couple of weeks back, and they certainly have grown in this heat. So I think it's time to put them in the ground, give them a fighting chance. This is a bed where I grew my squashes last year, and we got really good success. We also got a real cracking volunteer potato. It was a single potato of 1.8 kilograms in weight. We were eating mash all week, we were. So what I'll do is I'll get these in the ground, then I'll water them and give them some, I'll give the whole bed some chicken manure. So that's the Queensland. So this is the Crown Prince. No, I really do hope this is a Crown Prince. It's a fabulous squash, so I've been told. I've never grown one, I've never eaten one, but I've been told they've got fantastic flavour. So, and they're a decent sized squash as well. They're one of the ones where you could feed a family on, or a large family as well. So let's just get a hole big enough to start with. My other squashes, I'll start bringing them up next week. I've got butternut squashes, and my favourite, Yuchiki curry. My favourite, can't even say it. Which is a fabulous little squash. It's just right for me and Pip to have for our dinner. Perfect. And it looks like it's actually getting some flowers on the plant, which is good. I'm going to stick some slug pellets down as well. Actually, I've got some slug juice there. I can put down I'll put down some slug juice as well. Although it's going to be a brave slug it comes out in this heat. And saying that, we've got rain in the forecast for next week, so yeah. And this soil, you can, the top stuff, the light coloured, the dark coloured stuff's underneath, and it's moist. And that's all because of the cover that's been on it all over winter. Because I haven't watered anything in this bed. There's been nothing in it to water really. So it just shows you that there is water down there. It might look dry on top, but deep down, if the roots go deep enough, they will find water. That's good. Perfect. And I'll just stick that there. I might make up better labels when I go home. But it's beginning to feel a lot like summer now. That's 2 squashes in. The other squashes I've got are nowhere near the size of these, but in this heat, given some water in this heat, they'll grow really fast. So I'm just going to water them and give the whole bed some chicken manure pellets. Welcome back everyone, it's Saturday the 30th and it is another hot day. Considering the Met Office were reporting temperatures of 23 today, it feels a lot hotter than 23. But let me give you a quick look around the plot and I'll show you what I've got planned for today. Okay, I've been bringing more plants up. These are the Greek gigantes. They're going in the last poles in the bean bed. These are peas. I'm not ready to put these out yet. And these are the Siberian Panther tomatoes. And look at that. They're starting to put flowers out already. So, Siberian Panther are going along there, which means I've got to finally address this bed. So that's one of my main tasks today. Yesterday we put in the Stromboli broccoli. We've got 3 in here, and we've got 2 in the bed up top with the greyhound cabbage. But this is going to get cleared off today. That's the last of the topsoil that I got from my in-laws. That's going to go in here to help earth these up. I'm not doing that today, I'll do that next week. What I'll do is I'll use the hand tiller to break this up, and I'll earth up the potatoes a bit more. So that's a job for next week. Hopefully, we're forecast for rain practically all day Monday. So hopefully when that happens, the soil will be a lot softer to work with, rather than the blistering baked hard concrete that it is at the minute. I've made a couple of labels for these, so proper size labels, if I can just get them in. Okay, that's that. That's just for me really. We put on some more chicken wire for the sweet peas to climb up, so hopefully they'll take off. And we picked the Monge 2 yesterday. And here we've got some flowers. These are Delilahs, and these are Delilahs as well. It's got some flowers on. I'm not too sure that's the best place for them in there. I might take them out. These are mine. These are my chili peppers and sweet peppers. They're a bit small for sweet peppers really, but the chili peppers are doing okay. We've got some heavenly facing angel here, and we've got some purple flowers on the tiger jalapeno, and that's my mystery squash. Look, it's got flowers coming on it as well. I'd forgotten that was there. So that's going to go in this bed. This is the one that when I was sifting compost from the compost bin at home, I discovered a squash seed that had germinated and had a little sprout on it. So I put it in some soil, and this is what's happened. As you can see, it needs a water, it's wilting a little bit, but I'll stick that down there. In fact, I'll do that the first job. That'll be the first job I'll do. Second job I'll do is the Greek gigantes. Then the third job I'll be doing is tackling this bed. So that's more than enough to be doing in this heat. I suppose I better put the camera down and crack on. Okay, this shouldn't take long. Basically, just plant this, water it, then I can get on with the beans. So there was a couple of squashes I grew last year, so this could be any one of them really. It could be Muscade de Provence, it could be Richicuri, it could be a butternut, it could be a celebration squash, it could be a spaghetti squash. I won't really know until there's actually fruit on the plant. So yeah, bit of mystery. Let me just turn it round. I think it's going to grow that way. So that's that. mystery label with just squash written on it. Let me get some water. I'm not going to run around watering everything today because a lot of things got watered yesterday and during the week. It's only things that I'm planting today is really going to get watered. I'll give these a little bit since I'm here. And I gave this bed a dressing with chicken manure pellets yesterday, bit of nitrogen for them. So that's job number one done. Let's go and do the beans. Okay, so these are the Greek Gigante. Let's see if we can get these in the ground. I'm running out of poles. A lot of my poles are old and they need to be replaced. So I'm using what I've got this year and I'll replace them when I can. So this bed's also got runner beans. They are the Scarlet Emperor, or yeah, Scarlet Emperor, I think that's right. And these are the Greek Gigante. So let's just the ground's quite moist underneath, but yeah, the topsoil is baked hard with all this sunshine we've had this week. It's been good for some of the plants though. But it's just difficult to work in with the constant heat. So things cooling down a little bit next week. So these Greek Gigante beans, they're, if you can imagine, like a bean the size of a butter bean, as they're commonly called in the UK. That's the size. And I will be watering these. They're beginning to wilt a little bit. So I've got 3 beans going at the minute. I've got my usual Blauhild, the purple French climber bean, which is my favourite. And I've been using the same saved seed for years and that. I've got runner beans, which didn't do too well last year because of the heat. We had quite a hot summer last year and it seemed to be too hot for the plant to set flowers until it started to cool down, and by the time it started to cool down, the plant set flowers and there wasn't enough time left really for the flowers to develop into beans. We didn't get, I don't think we got any, to tell you the truth. I don't remember eating them. So yeah, the sunshine's good, but it can get too much of a good thing. I think I'm going to be putting 2 to a pole here since I'm running out of poles, because I want to make sure I've got enough of these beans to plant out, save seed for planting out, and beans for eating during the year. Okay, that's 1. I've got another 7. So yeah, that'll work out well. 1 there and 6 between these 3. Yeah, that'll work out well. Actually, I've got more than 7. I've got 9. Okay, I'll see if Delilah wants a couple. Oh, look what I've just spotted. Don't know whether you can see that, Mr. Slug. Well, he's going Excuse me a moment. That could have been disastrous. You could have had all my peas. In fact, I'm just going to put 2 in each hole. And they'll find their own way around the poles. As I said previously, they'll start rotating anti-clockwise around the pole. In fact, the runner beans have already started, they're doing really well. Oh, yeah, it's a bit drier over here. Just break up these clumps into smaller bits of soil, then get these all in. That's it. I'll keep the label. But I'll see if Delilah wants those two. If she doesn't want them, I'll just stick them in. I'll find somewhere to stick them. Okay, that's them done. All they needed is watered. I'll show you how I do it with these halos. Basically the halo is you water on the outside ring and you feed the inside. Now these are Siberian Panther. I grew these last year and they were fabulous. Really, I think they were the best tasting tomato I've ever had. So I'm growing them again this year. And what I'm going to do is just dig a small hole take the plant out, plop it in the hole, just fill it back up broadly like that, and I'm going to put that on there. Now if you leave it too long before you put your tomatoes in these, what you can do to fill this hole round the centre, because you can plant tomatoes deep, you put another one over it, and we'll just put some soil in there, and any soil that falls in the halo will get removed when we take the one halo off the other one. I'll show you what I mean. So to stop the holes getting plugged up, what you do is you put one halo on top of another, put your soil or compost, I'm just using the soil. It's going to be grown in the soil, it should be good enough. Just take those two leaves off. But if you look in here, I've got loads of soil in here now, but I can take that off. The one underneath is perfectly clear. So that's all I'm going to do. Same again, clear a space, dig a hole. Let's see if I can get one out. There we go, there's another one. As far as I'm aware, these are all Siberian Panther. We'll find out, you know, once the fruit starts coming on, but I'm pretty certain they're all the Siberian Panther. Just check all the holes are clear in this halo before I put it on. That's it. Put this one on to capture any soil. It's rather hot today, so I'm not going to bother doing all this bed. I'll just do this side, because this is the side I need done for these, and when I come up next week I'll do the other side of this bed when I bring up the Pink Panther. Overfilled, but never mind. And on we go. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give them all a good drink through the halo. This will slowly release the water. So you can fill it up and it will release the water after quite a long time. As I say, during the week I'll come up and I'll do some sort of support for them. And that should be them. Excellent. Well, it's come to the end of the day now for us, guys. I've got to get back early because I'm going out this evening. So, and we've all run out of water. We've got nothing left to drink here. So, it's been a hot day, but I think we've got quite a lot done. Delia's got a good bit of work done in her plot, and I'm quite happy with what we've got done in this plot. Let me quickly show you the jobs that we got done today. So, we got our mystery squash in the ground. As I says, we won't know what that is until it actually brings up any fruit. There has been a few beds being watered. The chilies in the greenhouse, they've all been given a seaweed feed because I've got the flowers on and some of them have got the fruit on. So I'll give them all a seaweed feed, give them a bit of a boost. The aubergines didn't get time to pot them up into the larger pots. I know it's a job I said I was going to get done this week, and it's just got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So that's going to be one of my top priority jobs next week. Also this week we've got the grass cut. It's looking rather nice. So we've got the grass cut, we've got our blow-held beans in, our purple French climbing beans. These went in one evening. Then another evening we put in the runner beans. So half this bed is runner beans and half is Greek gigantes, the sort of like butterbean ones. So they're glad they're in the ground, and they'll do really well in this temperature. It's quite warm for them. During the week we also got the stromboli in here and some in the other bed that's netted over. So we've got that. What else did we get done? Oh, of course, how could I forget? We got the tomatoes done. If you swing round and have a look down there, doesn't that look good? That's the start of summer. Putting your tomatoes out, you know, when it's warm enough to do that. So yeah, we've got the tomatoes all in. These are the Siberian Panther, and they're all in halos. They're all planted out. I will fix up some sort of structure for support next week. It's not critical at the minute. Got a little spider or something. So yeah, we've got a lot done this week. So all it remains now is for me to tidy up, put the tools away, have a look, see if anything desperately needs a drink before Monday, because I won't be up here tomorrow. So that's it for me for this week. So thanks for watching. And thanks to all my new subscribers. I've just reached 400 subscribers. So thanks to all my subscribers for staying with me and coming back time and time again. So thanks to them. If you like what you're watching, leave a comment. I do try and answer all the comments. And give me a thumbs up or whatever. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.